Good morning,
Good
ladies and
morning, good
gentlemen,
morning, good
and
morning.
welcome
What's up?
to one of the many special editions of Third Down Thursdays that you are going to receive in the next week. Coach
For
Bruce,
sure,
where are
dude.
you?
Dude, I am at the Chicago Golf Show in Rosemont right now. And if you haven't gotten to see a Chicago Golf Show, it's awesome. There's golf simulators. You got discounts on all sorts of equipment. You have like professional golfers like giving you advice on golf. Like, dude, it's incredible. It's an absolute surreal scene. It's a great time. So if you get a chance to come down Rosemont Golf Show, Chicago Golf Show, excuse me, out here, it's awesome. It's beautiful. Rosemont Convention Center. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. How you doing?
I'm good. I got up this morning, did a little podcast appearance. Now we're doing this, and
Oh, so
then
so
I got to
you're
get
good to
some
go.
food.
You're good
Oh
to
yeah,
go. You like my PS5 headphones, by the way? We had a little
I do.
technology snap. I mean, they're working, so it is what it is. I'm gonna be using these playing
Yeah,
COD later, but yeah, no, it's been awesome. ESPN Chicago's here too. I had a chance to talk to some of the interns over there. Hopefully, we'll be able to pull aside Tyler Aki for a little bit and say hello to him. Really good dude from what I've been hearing. But yeah, man, it's beautiful. I'm gonna get an opportunity soon after we're done with our show here to hopefully swing some clubs and kind of loosen up
yeah.
a little bit because it's been a while since I've actually touched a golf club, my guy. So
Well, look,
definitely
here's what I need from you, Bruce.
okay.
First of all, just like on the business side, I need you to take a lot of videos because
Oh, for sure, I got
YouTube
you.
YouTube is gonna love this, right? So I
Oh, for
need you to take a
sure,
lot of
I
videos.
got you.
We
I got. I'll,
we do
I'll,
this
I'll set
stuff
something up.
publicly.
100%,
The other
100%.
thing is if you're swinging golf clubs, I need you to video that,
Oh, of
right?
course. Well,
I
I'll try
need I
to.
need you
I'll try to.
bringing the tripod around. Oh, there's
uh,
no try. I need you to show off. You're famous, okay? We're a podcast
that's
that
fair.
got
That's fair.
accepted to do a show at the Chicago Golf Show, and so there's no shame.
That's true. No
You're
shame.
allowed to bring it around.
No
Let the
shame.
people see that beautiful golf swing.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna bust out like my new nice little ring lighting
You look
fixture.
great, by the way.
It's kind of crazy. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. So this is pretty funny. So to give you guys a little background scoop on how everything went this morning, everything was fine. Got out here probably around 9:30. Get a lay of the land, see Wi-Fi setup, see the whole setup, and get an idea where I can set up too. And unfortunately, since we got approved at a later time, we didn't have a booth. We didn't have anything. So I was like, oh, crap. So what are we going to do? How are we going to set this up? And I found a little nook. This is my little nook, I like to say,
It
around
looks
here.
good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's quaint. It's quaint. We have some we have some people around, but it's okay. I'm not upset by it. People want to see what's going on, so I completely understand why they want to do that. But I ended up going back. So after I got the lay of the land, I ended up going out to my truck to get all the equipment, get all the setup, get my
Right.
laptop, get everything good to go. Right. Well, I'm usually really good about my ability to remember where I parked, where everything is. I'm usually like no joke, MJ. Like I'm so good at that stuff. But my guy, I
Yeah.
ended up going. I ended up like I couldn't find my truck. I couldn't find it. I was like, I knew where I parked. I parked in the blue section of 3D blue section. I knew that. All right, so I was on blue floor. But all I kept seeing is blue or 3D ramp or 3C ramp. I didn't see 3D, which is where I actually had parked at. So I'm like walking around trying to find it and everything like that. And then finally, I was just, you know what I did? I actually like called my FaceTime my wife. Hey baby, I love you. I FaceTime my wife. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll meet you in a second. Acting like I was trying to like find someone, you know what I'm saying? Being like, oh yeah, okay, I'll find you. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'll find you. So anyway, found the truck. That's why I'm like sweating. Like if I don't, you probably can't even tell to be honest with you, but I was sweating profusely trying to run around, get everything set up. So I'm glad it ended up working out the way that it did.
I love that. Oh my gosh. That
Oh.
so totally unrelated, but I lost when we went to Vegas last year. I parked
Uh,
in the at O'Hare. O'Hare?
okay.
Yeah, I parked at O'Hare in the
Okay.
parking
It
garage.
wasn't
I've never
Midway.
parked.
Midway.
No, it wasn't Midway.
Midway's a pain in the
I
ass.
Yeah, but no, I parked at O'Hare in the parking garage, and I've never done that before. And when I
Okay,
tell you, I could not find that car when we got back from Vegas.
dude.
It
Did you have,
legitimately, Bruce, took me like 30 minutes. I started freaking out.
so did
I
you have
thought
that like?
someone had stolen my car.
Okay, so like I didn't go that far, but I had that gut seeking feeling, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
shit, did I get my shit towed? Is it towed? I'm
Right?
like,
Well,
what
because
the heck?
the other thing was, Paige and our friend Maggie were waiting for me to
Okay,
come get the. I was like, "Hey, y'all grab the bags. I'll go get the car, and I'll
right,
come
right.
around and get you." So finally, I called Paige, and I'm like, "Babe, I can't. I don't know where this car is."
Like, dude, no. So
So
like,
they started walking, and it was because it was Paige's car, and the range on her little clicker is minuscule.
oh, fair.
Like, nice car, but the range on the clicker. So I'm walking
That's
around, beep
brutal.
beep 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 beep
While
beep,
trying to find
nothing,
it. No, I get it.
and I
I
had to
get
get
it.
within like 6 feet
Hmm.
for it to go
So
off. I'm like,
the nice thing is like I'm good with that. Like I'm good with like my rangefinder is fine. The only problem right now is I unfortunately, which I'm gonna have to fix. I have a short on one of the doors of my truck,
yeah.
and I actually tweeted it out back in like the summer. But I have to buy a whole wiring harness kit to replace it because
Oh,
like the wire is actually like burned. It was pretty effed
oh
up.
my gosh.
I know, and it's a nice truck too. It's not like it's like a fucking. Oops, excuse me.
Right. Yeah, your truck is really nice.
I'm like swearing. I apologize. Uh, but it's a good looking truck. It's a good truck, but unfortunately there was some shorts in it. So I was trying to find all the I was trying to find my truck in the garage, and I was pressing the button, panic button, and like it doesn't go off because it thinks the doors are already open. So
Oh,
yeah, so it locks the doors. It just doesn't panic the doors. So it is what it is. It's all
that's
good,
fair.
man. But yeah, man. Like honestly, I wish you were here right now, man, because this is the
Oh
setup
yeah.
that the setup that they have here is awesome. It takes like a year and a half to get to the area because there's another convention going on. There's like a wildlife convention actually going on at the same time. But yeah,
Oh,
no, yeah, I don't know. I kind of took a look in there. It's like a forest preserve wildlife type thing. It's kind of cool, but whatever. But the golf show is amazing. Like it has multiple areas. It has a golf simulator. It has like Dan Roan's going to stop by, be in the Daily Herald section. We have actually, what's kind of crazy? So this is before we went live. I was checking out my LinkedIn, right?
yeah.
Paul Sullivan from the Chicago Tribune looked at my LinkedIn profile.
Really?
Yeah, I found that interesting.
That's
I was like, hey
interesting.
man, I'm like, hey Paul, like you're more than welcome to jump on Third Down Thursdays. I
Yeah,
don't
you want to
care.
come on the show, Paul?
I'm
Sure.
actually a huge fan. I'm actually a huge fan of your writing, so I'm cool. Like, please, by all means, jump on.
Interesting.
So, anyways, man, like it's been awesome. Everything's been really good here. Now that I have the lay of the land, and now that like the show, like we're doing the show. As soon as the show is done, I'll put the stuff back in my truck, and I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. Probably buy. I was actually gonna buy a hat, and I didn't buy a hat because they have golf hats here for like super cheap.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about buying a hat, and I was looking at club. I was looking at clubs. I was, but I'm not going to pull the trigger on that since we're going to the combine next week. So
Right.
I think if I bought clubs and I went to the combine, I think my wife would kill me. So we're not going to go that
Probably.
route. Yeah, we're not going to
Is
go
it
that route.
on the topic? Is it supposed to be? I'm guessing it's not. Is this going to be nice enough for us to golf over there?
Actually, I did look. The day I come in on Wednesday, it's supposed to be 60s.
Ooh.
So I would actually be okay if we end up going golfing on that Wednesday. But I also want to make sure that we are set up and good to go for the combine because that's the main
Right.
reason why we're
Right.
there.
Right. But hear me out. We also need to enjoy ourselves and relax. And
Oh, of course.
right. And
That's why there's a hot tub and a workout room at my hotel. So come on. Of course, I'm gonna be working out. I'm gonna be in the hot
right.
tub, and I'll be working too. Come on, this is kind of a little bit of a vacation for me
Yeah.
too, so I'm okay with it.
Oh, for sure. I'm
I'm okay
taking
with it.
PTO. This is a vacation. This is a
Oh, you didn't
vacation,
pay time
Bruce.
off for it? That's awesome, dude. Hey, ain't
Oh
nothing
yeah,
wrong with
I'm
that,
getting
my guy.
paid
Ain't
this
nothing
week.
wrong with that.
I'm getting
Really?
paid this week,
Hey,
brother.
hey,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
getting paid this week too, so it's all good. but No, I love it, man. Hey, that's good stuff, though. That's good stuff. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Having like the banner when people walk by is actually kind of funny. They're like third down Thursdays. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they can go Google. Oh, who's that?
Yeah, who's that guy?
Um,
Who is that guy?
so
But
Bruce,
yeah, man.
I do want to discuss. Let me get this banner up.
Nice. This is what happens when we're doing stuff without our producer.
Last night there was a NBA game
There
that
was.
finished. Correct me if I'm wrong. 176 to 175. And I know you had some thoughts on
Was
that.
it was it a 1 point game? I thought it was a 2 point game.
No, it was 176 to
Anyways,
175 in double overtime.
okay, but it's the second highest scoring game in NBA history, which is absolutely absurd. De'Aaron Fox is an absolute stud. And for those of you that don't know and that are sleeping on the Sacramento Kings, they're third in the West the last time I checked. So
Yeah,
it's a fun team. It's entertaining, and honestly, I love it. I love the. I mean, old school me doesn't like the meathead me doesn't like the fact that in the NBA you have just like scoring upon scoring upon scoring. I mean, shit, we talk crap about how the All-Star game was and there was no defense played whatsoever, but
right.
the fact that it was an overtime game, I'm okay with it. That was fun. It was entertaining. It was enjoyable, but I loved it, dude. I loved it. I think that's the coming out party. I think that's the almost the publicity that Sacramento Kings needed because now the Sacramento Kings have been seen as a super high scoring team. I love it. I think it's great. It's a great thing for them. It's a great thing for it's a great thing for the NBA, really, because it's giving opportunity to showcase another team. Frankly, and I think it was either me talking to somebody about this or it was me just talking to myself on my way to work. I thought the Sacramento I thought the Sacramento Kings should have won an NBA title back in the 2000s with Vlade
Yeah,
Divac, with Peja Stojakovic, with White Chocolate, with Chris Webber. That team was so much fun to watch. I hope they keep growing. I hope that team. It's a fairly young team. I hope they keep growing. I hope they do well because they deserve it, and it's about time.
they're the highest scoring offense in the NBA.
Yeah.
So you don't get to that point by accident. You don't
But
just wake up one day and become the highest scoring offense in the NBA.
but defensively, where are they defensively? That's the other question.
Hold on. Let me
I mean,
see.
and they are playing in a very stacked Western Conference, and for them to be third in the conference is pretty amazing. But defensively, I'm still curious about that though.
They're the third worst defense in the NBA.
Like I don't know how that's going to hold up though. And I don't know how
that's not gonna hold up.
I mean, you got to score to win, but I'm sorry,
But you also got to stop the other team from scoring.
And it's
but it makes sense if you look at this roster. There's no other than Davion Mitchell, their backup point guard. There's no defense. De'Aaron Fox,
right.
Domantas Sabonis, Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk.
Right.
That's normally their starting lineup. That's not. There's no defense.
Right.
Their centers. I don't even know their centers. Like I don't even know Alex doesn't even play. He doesn't even play. They don't have centers. Chimezie Metu is really the only center type.
It's that thought process of no positionless basketball. That's what that is.
It's just running gun.
It's a free flowing offense that allows you quick ball movement and again, so it goes back to like a history lesson on the NBA. Mike D'Antoni, who ended up being the person to introduce this type of basketball to the NBA brand, a shot within the first 7 seconds of the shot clock.
Right.
Just boom, 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 boom. Which is great, and I love it. But to go back to the original comment, though, they're not going to be able to be this high flying third scoring team, third or highest scoring team, whatever it was, with the third lowest or third worst defense in the playoffs, because in the playoffs, I'm sorry, it goes back to 90s, 2000s basketball, possessions basketball. Every possession is a slow down possession, and it's a lower scoring type game. So no, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what happens with it. But it's good to see the success of that team, man. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing against the Sacramento Kings. it's kind of, especially because I'm a Warriors fan, it's kind of like, oh, my little brother's doing well. Like, I'm proud of you, buddy. Good job.
Okay, so speaking of the Warriors, did you hear? It was Kendrick Perkins that said, what was it, last week? He brought up a comment, say, and I'm paraphrasing here, but said something along the lines of the Warriors are done. So what are your thoughts on that, man? So I know you're a huge like Warriors fan. So what are your thoughts on that? By the way, I really should have gotten a beer before we started because I feel like I should be doing something with my hands.
All right. So here's what I have to say about that. The Warriors are not done because they have the greatest scoring point guard ever. So once he comes back, just get in. Yeah. Just get in. Just get into the playoffs, and they can make a run. You know what? Clay dropped 10 threes last night. Klay Thompson is returning to form. People forget 46? That he didn't play basketball for 786 days.
Did he have 46 points last night or something like that? He had 40-something points last night.
I mean, he dropped 10 threes, so yeah.
And he shot ridiculously well from the field, too.
Yeah. So, Bruce, I don't care who you are. If you don't do something for 786 days, I know he played basketball, but if you don't play an NBA game for 786 days, it takes a little bit to get back to form. And Clay didn't even look like himself last year. And so let me just remind people what the Golden State Warriors do when Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green are on the floor. They outscore opponents by incredible amounts. Their plus minus is the best in the league. Their points per possession is the best in the league. Their defensive rating is top 5 in the league. And so if you're going to sit there, I don't care if you're Kendrick Perkins or the guy at the bar down the street. If you're going to sit there and tell me that with those three on the floor, healthy, come playoff time, you're not terrified to play them, then you're just an idiot.
Right, I agree. Hey, and dude, until the Warriors aren't the Warriors anymore and they can't shoot, that's the thing about that team. They're always going to be able to shoot. Shooting is one of the best things you can find. It's the least taxing way to score in a basketball game is shooting.
Right.
So if you're able to shoot, that's the last thing they're going to lose. Until they're not able to create that separation, until they're not able to get off screens or anything like that, then that's
yeah. And so back in 2015 they had the death lineup, right?
Right.
Which was Harrison Barnes and Iggy, with Dre, Clay, and Curry. Now it's Steph, Dre, and Clay, and then it's Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins.
By the way, I really like Jordan Poole. I was kind of iffy on him when we were having a conversation about it. I think a long show ago. Yeah. But I do like him a lot.
And so again, for the people who don't know, that death lineup is the highest rated net rating lineup of any lineup combination in the entire NBA this season.
Stupid.
So
again, it's because you have 3 shooters, like 3.5 shooters.
Really, you have 4 because Wiggins is not a bad
3.5
shooter. Yeah, Wiggins shoots league average from 3. And he can also do some things in the post that the other guys can't do.
That's fair. That's true too, because he's got a body for it. The other guys don't have the body for a post play.
So you have true shot creation in Curry and Poole. You have Thompson and Wiggins who can do a little bit more of the mid range, and then Draymond Green to be the slightly better Ben Simmons and facilitate everything.
Right. Yeah, man. I don't know what Kendrick Perkins is talking about. I personally think that they're going to be fine. But another thing I actually do want to touch on, MJ, we saw the debut of the Chicagoan Patrick Beverley yesterday in Chicago for the Bulls. And the Bulls whomped on the Brooklyn Nets last night. And granted, the Brooklyn really doesn't have any star power anymore. But the same Brooklyn team beat the Chicago Bulls right before the All-Star break. So To see this,
Right.
and to see see Zach LaVine actually play up to a $250 million contract last night against a subpar team, which is awesome because usually the Bulls play down to their competition. The record shows that. I don't have it off the top of my head, but the Bulls always
Bad.
play better. The Bulls always play better against better teams, and then they play like absolute dog shit against really shitty teams. So to see Patrick Beverley, the impact that Patrick Beverley has had during the course of one game and maybe a week and a half of practice, awesome. I love that his first quote was, "I'm gonna be all up in Zach LaVine's ass."
There we go.
There's a part of me though, that's like, I want to see it like fracture. I want to see them get a better draft pick because they don't actually have the draft pick. It's protected for the top 4, but anything past that goes to the Magic in the Vucevic trade.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me that wants to see them actually just like absolutely like tank. But then there's also the meathead part of me that wants to see a playoff team, wants to see the Bulls do well. Last year, in my opinion, was a fluke. Lonzo Ball being out for the rest of the year, that's not good. It's Brandon Roy knee syndrome, which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
I hope. I mean, for his sake, I hope he's okay. I hope his knee's all right. But man, it's disappointing as a Chicago Bulls fan because we're watching his brother down in New Orleans absolutely tear it up. So, but yeah, man, like what I saw from Pat Bev last night, what the Bulls were doing last night was absolutely better than what we saw previously. So, but yeah, man,
They need it. They need a leader. They didn't
need
have.
that.
I don't think they had a leader.
But what he provides that I don't think that they had on that roster is a guy that he has that chip on his shoulder. He has that asshole like tendencies that he wants to just destroy everybody, beat everybody. And I think they needed that because you had that with the Bulls in the Derrick Rose era with Joakim Noah because there was nobody else on that team that had that personality, had that like I'm going to guard you, I'm going to whoop your ass mentality. Whereas the Chicago Bulls team, their identity was you didn't know. Like you had no idea what their identity is. They can't shoot threes.
Right.
They're a mid-range type team. Post presence is Vucevic, but he's a pick and pop type guy. Can he play in the post? Okay, yeah, against smaller defenders, but he's more, in my opinion, I see him more as a face the basket type post player. But yeah, man, like I like the fact, I like the acquisition. I think one of the things I said to my group text with my buddies of mine, my guy, is I told him, I'm just like, yeah, man, like I want to see him fracture it from within because like he's that type of guy that's gonna like hammer at guys if they're not successful, he's just gonna hammer, and it sucks that you don't see, or it sucks that you didn't see the consistency with the amount of time that he had in his area, like where he played. I mean, he's played with the Clippers, he's played with LA, he's played with Timberwolves, he's played with like just you know what I'm saying? Like he's had like that type of career. He's never been able to just stay in one spot and be appreciated in one spot, in my opinion. So hopefully he's able to get that with the Chicago Bulls, and that would be ideal for the Bulls and as Bulls fans to see an actual identity being seen.
I just wish the Warriors made him an offer. He said it was the biggest offer he got, but he didn't want to go play there because there's too many guards.
It makes sense because I mean he's a specialty guard too. I mean you don't really see him as like a true offensive threat. He's just a defender. No. But him and Alex Caruso on the floor at the same time, that's pretty stupid.
Some nasty defense. There's no offense.
No, it's true.
But there's really some nasty defense.
It's some nasty defense. But yeah,
like that the defensive lineup that you can roll out there. I don't know who the 3 would be, but those 2 at the guards, Patrick Williams. You could make some magic with that, especially if Lonzo is healthy.
True, but again, it goes back to the thought of there's no offense. Anytime, like if Patrick Williams, Alex Caruso, and Pat Bev are on the floor at the same time, who's going to score out of those?
Who's
3?
Scoring? Yep, no one.
P. Will. I mean, I like P. Will. I like it, like the prospect of him. I'm glad they didn't get rid of him because he's only 21 years old and the guy has insane athleticism. But
yeah,
the one thing I will say though is he's in his 3rd year, I believe, in the NBA. He's averaging the same amount of points as he did for his whole career, and and it's the same amount of points ironic enough, that he averaged at Florida State. Same amount of assists, same amount of rebounds. Like, it's just been all very consistent. There hasn't been that big jump yet. So they drafted him on potential because at that point, and I don't recall who else was drafted in that draft, but hopefully the potential is seen because there are some thoughts around the Chicagoland area about AK not being the guy to build the team.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But
what's he done besides? What's he done better than Garpax right now? And I didn't like Garpax. I'm going to put that out there right now. But what's he done besides, like, other than them? Garpax tripped and fell on Derrick Rose. That's all they did. But there was more sustained success during that time frame because of what they had in him, and Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah and the team that was built than what we've seen so far with AK, which is a quick turnaround, quick playoff berth, and then flatline.
And you know what, Bruce? If you do trip and fall on something, you know what you need?
Nice.
Good insurance.
Good insurance.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
Taking a selfie while the commercial's going on and shit. Let's try that again. Oh wait, hold on. There you go.
Boom.
Might have to post that.
Oh yeah.
Might have to post that. All right. Anyway, but yeah, dude. Well, let's talk to you, man. Like, what's going on with you? You have the XFL going on next or tomorrow. You're driving out there tomorrow, right, or tonight? What time?
I'm driving out there tonight.
Okay.
I have to close, so.
Okay, fair.
I'm closing, and then I'm driving after I close. So I'll be leaving here about 10:30 tonight.
Oof. How long is that drive? 8 hours? 7 hours?
7.5.
Damn, dude. Are you gonna sleep at all?
When I get to my house. For a couple hours, and then go to the game.
Wake up and go. So you're staying. Oh, so how close are your parents' house from there?
Like 30 minutes.
Oh, no shit. So that's kind of nice. So
yeah, that's why.
That's like you're killing two. You're killing two.
Do a hotel.
Right. It's perfect. You're killing two birds with one stone by being able to do that. So, no, it's perfect. Yeah. All right. So what do you expect? What are you expecting tomorrow, though, out of the Renegades?
I really don't know. It's hard until I actually watch them in person, because the game last week was on Saturday and I was working, so I was unable to watch. What I do know is Bob Stoops is a fantastic coach. He's got them playing well. They were one of the better teams when the XFL was around in 2020. Obviously,
I think they're the third. I think
roster.
I think they're third. To start the season, they were third or fourth in odds to win the XFL championship. I got to double check on that, but I think I'm right on that, just because their roster actually isn't bad at all. And if you guys haven't watched,
no, it's not.
Like, the general public, if you guys haven't had an opportunity to watch the XFL or watch our interview with Scooby, Scooby has been a part of ESPN and ESPN show to do XFL, not pregame, but like just a XFL postgame and stuff, whatever. And long story short, though, the product that they're putting out there is actually really, really good, and I think it's a surprise to a lot of the general public for what's being put out there. I mean, am I wrong on that, MJ? What do you think, man?
No, you're not wrong at all. There is legitimate talent. There are a lot of players that have been in the NFL, played NFL games, started NFL games. I mean, you see it with St. Louis with the Battlehawks. AJ McCarron said in an interview after the game the other day, hey, I could have been a backup in the NFL, but my sons are getting to the age where they understand, whether or not I'm playing, and they want to see dad play.
Right.
And so I came to the XFL so I could have a starting job, and so I could play. And he's led 2 fourth quarter comebacks with his sons in attendance.
It's great. There was a great quote by him. There's a great quote by him too.
So that's what you want to see. On the Renegades specifically, you've got guys like Josh Hawkins, Marquette King, who have spent plenty of time in the NFL. Legitimately, if they were in the league right now, they'd be labeled as NFL veterans. I'm really excited to watch Marquette King. He's the jacked punter.
I know. He used to play for the Raiders.
Yep, and I want to see them get weird with it. I want to see them have Marquette King do some stuff.
Who describes it with like? I want to see him get weird with it.
I want to see him get weird with it, Bruce.
That's funny.
But no, I'm just excited to see it all play out in person. Possibly talk to some guys after the game. Before the game, we're allowed on the field until 30 minutes before kickoff. After the game, 5 minutes in the fourth quarter and beyond, it's all ours. And then there's some press conferences afterwards. So we'll probably talk to Bob Stoops, player or two, depending on how the game goes. So I'm really excited for all of that. I'm gonna bring tripod, camera, and then go to town. So we'll see what I can actually do. But worst case scenario, I can film myself on the field, even if I don't talk to a single player, anything else. I'm gonna get to cover the game on the field, go to the press box. There's a 3-course meal before the game, Bruce. So I'm gonna be feasting.
So The Rock provides the right stuff. We'll just say that.
Oh yes, he does. Yes, he does. So I'm really excited for that. I could not care less how tired I'm gonna be. I've got caffeine for a reason.
Caffeine for days. Caffeine for days.
Yep. And then Monday morning. So the game is at 6 tomorrow.
Yep.
So I'll get there around 3:30. Game, get home, eat something, crawl into bed. Monday morning, I get up and drive to Indy. That's gonna suck, but it's 13 hours from my parents' house to Indianapolis.
Oh, dude,
13.
But just so you know, that is absolutely brutal. It's gonna suck. We drove from Chicago down to Florida, and that was a 14-hour drive. And man, let me tell you, I drove straight through too. I mean, obviously we had stops to go to the bathroom and stuff, but I drove straight through. And the first thing I said to my wife and girlfriend at the time, I go to her, I'm like, I need a beer.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get to that hotel room, and the thing is, it's not like I can get to that hotel room and just go to bed, because there's GM, head coach, and prospect interviews the next day.
Yep.
And I have to be ready to set up on Radio Row. So like I have to go straight into working. Right. Yeah. So what I'm saying, when I get there Monday night, I have to start doing stuff.
Right. I'll toss some stuff up. We'll talk about that. We'll toss some stuff up for the viewing public. We will toss things up and let you guys know.
Yes.
About it. But I'll be there. I'll be there on Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, I was gonna ask you if you're bringing. So I'm obviously I dress up, right? Because that's what.
Yeah, I'm bringing my sports coat. I'm bringing my sports coat and stuff.
There we go. I'm gonna go. I have one tie that I'm bringing, so I'm gonna go full suit one day, and I wanted to see what day you wanted me to go full suit.
Shit, good question. Maybe Friday, because we're gonna go to St. Elmo on Friday.
Oh, okay. I like that.
And we can do full suit Friday and go to look all nice and stuff like that. Look like we're NFL dignitaries, because we are NFL dignitaries now. It's official. It's official. So
we're on Radio Row. Let me real quick. The last thing I want to do, because I do have to get going.
Where'd that guy come from?
I want to pull up.
There's a random guy that just walked past me. I'm like, where the hell did he come from? There's no stairs or no nothing. There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Let me pull up on here the list. Oh, am I glitching?
A little bit.
Hello.
You're all right.
Can you hear?
No, you're good.
There we go.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I'm gonna put up the list of folks on Radio Row.
Oh, fair. Yeah, I did share that. I
find it.
I did share that. I didn't put it up on Twitter yet or anything like that, but I did end up. I did share it. So that's pretty cool. We're like right by the Cleveland Browns. We're right by the NFL Network. We're right by who else? Cincinnati Inquisitor or something like that. Whatever.
Inquirer.
But no, we're Inquirer. Okay.
Table 19. Third down Thursdays.
Yeah. Third down Thursdays. Table 19 at the NFL Combine this week or next week. Excuse me. Can't wait. It's gonna be some fun stuff. It'll be entertaining, especially since the fact that if I can't get my wireless lavalier mics to work, I'll be very upset about that. But I think we'll figure something out when we're there. I think we'll figure something out. But
I mean,
if worse comes to worst,
I'm bringing both of my regular mics, so it won't be a problem.
Yeah, right. I'll bring those too. But if worse comes to worst, I'll bring my PS5 headset too, and that way, if we're interviewing, when we interview somebody, they can hold the mic, and I could just go with this.
Yeah.
How is the sound on this, Bruce, by the way? Is the voice okay? Voice is okay?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Fair.
You sound fine.
Fair. Shout out to PS5. Also, guys, we still have our thing going, our promotional thing going. As soon as we hit 530 followers on Third Down Thursdays, we are going to give away a free PS5 Generation 2 controller. So yeah, give us that follow, retweet. How y'all doing?
Yes. So once again, thank you to the Chicago Golf Show for having Bruce out.
Exactly. Thank you guys so much. Chicago Golf Show, shout out. Make sure you guys come out here, Rosemont Convention Center, Stephen A. Convention Center, Stephen E. or Stephen A. One of those two. It's in Rosemont. It's beautiful, great people. Got the alcohol flowing, got the beers flowing, got golf going on. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm about to go down and I'm going to swing some clubs because I haven't swung a club in probably about a month or so. So can't wait. MJ, safe travels.
Yes, sir.
And
we'll see y'all later.
With that,
it is time
for our favorite. Oh yeah, because I can't. I mean, my laptop's here, but it's all
right. Yeah, it's time for our favorite card guy, brought to you by your insurance. Hey, Bruce.
Hey, MJ.
I'll see you in 4 days.
I'm going to say, see you at the Combine, dog.